mix the dough in, turns to steam and it pushes it up. This is why you cut the dough. You make little marks in it, not just to make it look pretty, but you make it so the steam will have different places to escape. Because if you don't, what's going to happen is your bread's going to blow up and it's really going to be ugly. I hope it tastes good because it's going to be real ugly. Okay? So, basically that's you know, the story of flours, baking, and stuff like that. It's real simple. It's real simple. Okay, let's take like another thing that I want to do. I want to get into main courses. Rice. A lot of people have problems cooking rice. I have several ways to cook rice, and rice is so easy. White rice will require about a 15-minute cooking time. Brown rice will require about an hour cooking time. What I do with brown rice is I add it to boil. I always follow the instructions on you know, how much rice to how much water. But I add the brown rice to boiling water and I cook it for about an hour. Then I put it in a strainer and rinse it off and pour all that water off. Then when I'm ready to recook the rice again, I will take a pan, saute maybe some garlic, and add that rice to it with some water and some chicken base and make it really flavorful, okay? And it really comes out really good. With white rice, I need to make sure that this one segment, I need to make sure that the top of the rice is my pot. I need to make sure the top of the rice and the top of the water is separated by one segment on my finger, okay? Either that or just follow the simple recipes on the rice package, because all of the rice packages will have recipes. Speaking of following directions, let me say this real quick. Whenever you make a recipe for the first time, follow the directions to the letter. Whenever you do that, always follow the directions to the letter, because what happens is, I'm not familiar with your recipe, but you've written that recipe because every ingredient works with each other, okay? And I don't know that, so I'm going to mix a recipe. I have to follow yours. Now, if I want to change it, I can see how it comes out first, then start changing it. Another thing real quick is whenever I'm cooking, I always heat my pan really hot. I don't care what I'm cooking. I heat my pan really hot first. Then I put butter in the pan. Then I put eggs in it. I'm looking for a sizzle. If I crack my eggs, I want the eggs to sizzle. If I put fish in a pan, I'm going to heat the pan first and then put a little oil in it. And then when I lay it down, I want it to sizzle. I want that sound.
How high is the fire?
You know what? I turn my fire all the way up, and that's just the way I do. Sometimes you can turn the fire up medium high. You can turn it all the way up, and then when it gets to your desired temperature, you can turn it back down. If your pan starts smoking, it's too hot. I usually take it, turn it upside down, run a little bit of water on it, and put it back on the stove and let it heat up to what I want. If you're heating oil to fry chicken and the oil starts smoking, it's too hot. What you want to do is you want to heat it right before. If it starts smoking a little bit, it's okay. Take a little drop of water. If it sizzles, it's ready to fry. Anytime you grill, you want all the coals nice and white, because when you lay your steak, your burger, your fish, or anything on your grill, you're looking for a sizzle. Reason why we want that sizzle is because it sears the outside of the meat and it seals the juices in. I'm going to fry some chicken. The first thing I'm going to do is heat my pan. After I heat my pan, I'm going to add the oil to it. After the oil is hot enough, I'm going to season my chicken with granulated garlic, seasoning salt, pepper, and hot sauce, and a little bit of oil. I'm going to put all of that stuff together in a bowl, and then I'm going to put the flour in a brown paper bag. Some people season the flour. Personally, I think it's a waste of time to season flour, because you're going to end up throwing the flour away anyway. Don't keep it in your fridge, because salmonella grows on that. Throw it away when you use it that night. Shake it up in the bag. Put it in the skillet, the chicken. Because what happens is, if you put the chicken in the skillet too soon and it doesn't do anything, what you're going to do is you're going to mess up your chicken. Your chicken's going to be tough, because first of all, it has to sit there Then the oil has to get hot enough. Then it starts frying. What you have is see, meat has fibers. Meat has fibers in it. So what happens is the fibers toughen up. The muscles toughen up in it. And when you're chewing it, it's really chewy. You've messed that steak up. That steak, I can go to the butcher and spend $20 on a raw steak. And I can mess it up by putting it in a cold pan. What happens is, I put it in a cold pan. Okay, now I'm waiting for it to get hot. By the time that steak is done, it will be really tough. The best way to cook an expensive steak is to put it on a hot pan. Hot pan, oil, sizzle sound, turn it over a lot of times. Don't stick it with a fork, but turn it over. Turn it over like that. Fried eggs, put it in there. Sizzle, turn it over. And then turn it over again. Yes.
If you put the steak on and you don't get that sizzle, is it okay to take it out and
take it off right away?
Right.
Take it off right away. Put it in the refrigerator, because what happens is your fibers in your meat toughen up. They toughen up because your skillet is not hot enough. Your pan's not hot enough. They toughen up. You continue to cook that